Welcome to the Dr. Chris Show. Anyways, here it is, still March. Monday. Anyways, what's going on in everybody's life out in Viewerland? Anybody got any interesting stories? Anything they want to get off their chest? Me? Eh. What? What are you doing, little dude? What are you doing, little dude? I see you. You got your toy. You got your toy? Do you expect me to play with you? What are you doing? Do you have anything to say to the people out there watching you right now? I know you're not shy. What have you got to say, Aussie Poo? You don't have nothing to say? I see you, dude. You quit throwing your goddamn toy at me, okay? How's Aussie Wawa doing? Don't look away. It's okay, buddy. You don't have to be shy. I know you're not shy. Why do you keep trying to bury your head? Anything you want to say? Say ruff, ruff, ruff. Ruff, ruff. Say Dingo's talking. You want to say anything? No? Okay. What do you want, brat? I don't want to fucking play. Here, you play. You want to play with it? Those are just the little irritating chihuahuas. In case anybody's wondering. Oh, that's us. I have it just showing on the dogs and 4 people are watching now. Back to me and nobody wants to see the old fucking white bearded man, huh? You bunch of hypocrites. Anyways, that's Aussie and that's Dingo. Anyways. These people wonder the background, the dogs or whatever. In case any of you give a shit. Sometimes when you hear things in the background or you see me looking away and talking, that's who I'm dealing with is 2 dogs. So, not that I give a shit about what any of y'all think, if you think I'm crazy or not, but for the politer people out there that wonder what I do or who I'm talking to, it's not the invisible people. It's just the 2 little noisemakers in the background. Anyways, so what's up with everybody else out there? Anybody got any interesting stories? Anything you want to talk about? Or you guys just want to see more of the fucking dogs? I could do that too. The one good thing to living in the Southwest. I have one question for anybody out there with the balls to answer. Or guts, whatever. Why does it seem like the mention of, let's say, the green plants that are taboo to talk about nowadays? Why are people so sensitive about it? I mean, people have been growing it, harvesting it, using it for all kinds of uses for thousands and thousands of years. And then you get a few uptight people that brainwash the morons into believing their bullshit lies about the negative effects of it. And for the better part of 7 decades or so, people were drip fed these lies about said harvesting crop that just baffle me. And now, even though things kind of loosened up a little bit as far as it being legal to consume in more than half of the states here in America, it's still taboo to talk about because of the, I guess, oversensitivity of a lot of people. That makes no sense. But, you go back a couple hundred years and everybody grew it, including presidents and everything else. It was a cash crop. Egyptians have been smoking it for thousands of years ago. And yet, you can't really talk about it. I can't reference it by its known name without getting flagged. So, for any of you in the know that know what I'm talking about, can any of you guys tell me why, even though it's legal in half of the United States, why is it such a taboo thing to talk about? I mean, it's not like, alcohol, that kills hundreds of thousands of people yearly. But the other thing, it's medically used for all kinds of medical reasons. It's used in making ropes and clothing and other fabric material. Oils, vapes, that kind of stuff. but yet it's taboo to talk about it by name. I think it's more taboo nowadays to talk about or reference it by name than it was, 3 or 4 decades ago when it was completely illegal. Seems like you could easily reference it then without consequences versus nowadays. Anyways, if any of that's making any sense to people out there. Does anybody out there have any opinions on it? I recall. Yeah, I've had quite a few different strands of it. I'm always partial to the 30% plus, percentage wise. Guaranteed at least a good solid buzz. Anything less than that is just kind of like, what's the point? At least for me. I mean, I've been smoking for 3.5 decades. Been around it my whole life, so I don't see why people are so, skittish around it. Yeah, it is a sign to see a good buzz. I agree. Oh yeah, the collection back there, in case y'all are wondering, those are DVDs, movies, TV shows. Yeah, if you smoke as much as I do, you gotta have plenty of entertainment to, pass the time with. Thank you, and I am chill. It's a science, like we said before. It takes the right amount of combinations of stuff to kind of help, be a little relaxed. For the non-smokers out there, I'm sorry for you. Anyways, how's everybody else doing? Anybody have any fond memories? Any good buzzes y'all want to share? I mean, like I said, I've been around it my whole life, so it does kind of make things a lot more enjoyable to observe. I agree. But they do have edibles now, so if that's your thing, it just doesn't make sense to me. I've tried the edibles. Excuse me. It's not the same. I mean, eventually feel something, but I think it might be more like a psychological falsehood of, that feeling versus, actually consuming it through smoke. Why are you whining, dude? You got a whole fucking chair over there to yourself. You got your coats, your pillows, your covers, and yet you're still sitting there whining. Dingo's over here playing, entertaining himself. What's your problem, Mossy? Huh? Do you want attention? Is that what you want? You want people out there to see you? Why are you acting all shy now, huh? Brat. Anyways, for those of you who've been watching, yeah, exactly, spoiled baby. He's a Chihuahua, but he's not one of them gapping Chihuahuas that you are nefariously known for. You know, you know. He's more a laid back, relaxed Chihuahua. Excuse me. You know the old saying, you ain't smoking unless you're choking. I would have to agree. And what do you want, dude? Come on, really? I was just saying how you were being a good boy, not bugging me. It's the other little butt. The dango. And the Aussie poo. And for the observant people out there, dingo and Aussie, both Australian references for the observant. And yes, I named them that for specific reasons. At some point in time, I would like to go and visit Australia, even though they say there's so much deadly stuff there, but I mean, who wouldn't want to go see it? I mean, it's Australia. The fact that you've got every type of climate and season out there, it's kind of like Arizona. Whatever you can crave, you can find it at some point here. But there, I think it's because of the fact that it's so open and it's a continent all by itself out in the middle of nowhere. It just seems more freer, if that makes any sense. And yes, I know it used to be a penal colony prison for the Europeans several hundred centuries ago. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, not everybody there is descendants of murderous ex-cons or, people of undesirable attention, from the uptight Europeans. It just seems like the kind of place that would be fun, I guess. Some people like Asian countries, and some people like butt-ass cold fucking places. Well, me, I'm kind of partial to the deserty areas. Will ya fucking stop your whining, dude? It's fucking irritating. You're fucking laying right there staring at me for no fucking reason. Why? Sorry about that. It's just irritating to hear that. Anyways, on to something else. Anything else. In case you wondered, the reason why I named it Aussie was back in the day, almost 15 years ago, I knew somebody that had a litter of puppies from their dog. He happened to be one of 6, and he kind of reminded me of a little kangaroo, sort of, at the time. He was always bouncing around, just super energetic, and that's where I got the name Aussie to name him. He just seemed wide open, just free spirited, just kind of, you know, chill dog. Kind of, you know, anyways. And about 5 years ago is when I came across this little dude. He happened to be one of three out of a litter of a neighbor of mine. And it seemed like he had always just kind of gravitated towards me whenever I'd go visit. He had a brother that was all white and a sister that had all black hair. He was all brown with that dark muzzle. So yeah, it was kind of a weird combination of colors for a litter. Aussie, he looked just like his other brothers and sisters. They're all pretty much identical. Dingo, yeah, like I said, he just reminded me of a wild dog in Australia, which is dingoes. Pretty much the same coat and attitude and just behavior, you know. That's why I named him Dingo. Anyways, just reading a little captions and whatnot popping up on screen. But yeah, it's just a little brief history of, for anybody that gives a shit, anybody that watches any of my videos, anybody that knows any of my dogs, that's just a little history of them. And surprisingly, next month, Aussie will be turning 15 and Dingo will be turning 5. For anybody who gives a squirt. Why can't I sit still? Why would I want to sit still? Yeah, checkers, rallies. Yeah, whatever. Why can't I sit still? I don't like to sit still. What's the point of sitting? What's the point of me sitting here like this? It's no fun. Who wants to sit there and stare at a fucking mannequin? I like to move around. I like to elaborate. My day is okay, I guess, or was okay so far. About 9 o'clock, so still kind of early. Wasn't too bad a day. Nothing to brag about. Nothing to write home about, I guess. Just another day. A day to live by and live through. Add to the collection of other days. Anyways, how was your day? Anything to brag about? Anything to make noteworthy? How was everybody else today out there? Anybody want to chime in with a comment? Feel free. Like I said, I'm just shooting shit. See if anybody can relate. See if anybody wants to communicate, talk, converse. Anyways. And in case anybody wonders, this is just soda, so. Even though I shouldn't be drinking soda, I can only drink so much water. Bland, blah, water. Yeah, water had a little more of a, I guess, appeasing taste to it, or any taste at all would be something, but seeing as water is just water. something little. Well, congratulations on having a little brother or sister born today. Depending on the age gap, you could probably use it to your advantage. Me, I've got an older sister and a younger brother, so there's a few year difference between us. And I must say, as far as age gap between siblings, my opinion is, growing up with said siblings, it's better to a degree to have brother, sister within a couple of years of, your ages. Not too close, because then it's just, but not too far apart. I find anything more than a couple of years, and it could be a little awkward and a little confrontational depending on certain circumstances, but I know for the parents that have several kids that their kids' ages are like a year or so apart from each other, I would imagine it's a handful, I don't have kids myself, but I am an uncle. So, just looking at the dog. Bringing his toy over. Well, I can probably guarantee now that you got a younger sister, you and your brother will be very protective of her, especially growing up. At least I would hope. What, dude? Anywho. Anything else anybody have anything to say out there? Anything they want to get off their chest, brag about, show and tell? And will you fucking knock it off? Sorry. Got the wild dingo. Him and his little chew toy. And then you got the spoiled little Lossie. In his over-plump lazy boy recliner, all to himself, with covers and a coat and pillows. Good thing you're not a girl, you'd be a princess. Well, have a good night for all those out there who have decided to converse and that are leaving. Me and the rest of us, I believe, will stick around for a while. See if anybody else out there has anything to say. Or you want to watch the dogs or whatever. Sorry you guys didn't see it. Happened to throw his toy. He was running in the other room. And Troy just kind of bonked him right in the back of the head and kind of stuck there for a second while he was doing this. And in case anybody's wondering, it's a little plastic rubber toy. It's very small. It's like a little, it doesn't hurt, so in case anybody's concerned. And it wasn't even thrown that hard, so it was just funny because he's looking around trying to figure out where it's at. Sitting like right on the top of the collar in the back of his head. Anyways. Should have got that on camera, but it is what it is. It's funny watching that chase after it. It bounces all over the place like those old little moon balls or whatever you want to call it that you get back in the day. You know, from the little candy or junk machine dispensers for like a quarter or whatever. Turn it and open the little flap at the bottom. You got one of those moon balls where you bounce it and boom. Bounces forever and you never find it. Somebody farther down the line, much time that has traversed, runs over it with a mower, shoots it off as a projectile. And will you stop your whining? You're sitting over what? Why are you whining? Because I'm not staring right at you and talking to you? What's your problem, Aussie? Here, is that better? Is that better? You want all the attention. Is that the best you're gonna do? You expect people to rub your belly? Huh? What do you want? You're sitting there whining like you want some attention. That's the best you're gonna do? You're a little spoiled brat. And I'm done playing, Dingo, so quit throwing your fucking toy at me. Anyways, folks. You shouldn't smoke. It's bad for you. It's gonna make you cough. For all of those out there that would want to nag me about smoking, I did it for you. So save your breath. And you need to go play with Aussie so you can stop bugging me and he can stop bugging me. Because I'm done playing, dude. And I'm done talking to you, so quit your fucking whining, you a brat. Anyways, folks. What's going on in the rest of the world out there today? For all of you out there who are Trump supporters, I feel sorry for you. But I will say this, we're not going to make a political thing, but I will say this, is all of you who voted for him, you decided to fucking jump ship, need to, because he is a fucking nutty motherfucker with the worst hair, worst weave, or wig, the worst freaking orange, whatever you want to call that, on his skin. He's just a fucking idiot, and he's fucking shit up so fucking bad. It's ridiculous. But I've been saying that before he became president for the second time. But nobody wanted to listen then. Everybody thought I was just hating on him. No, he's a fucking idiot. I've known that since the first time he was president. And all that shit that happened afterwards. And yet, you people still elected him for a second term. And we're still sucking on his dick until you started fucking shit up. Man, I bet y'all feel dumb now. She just got over it and elected a woman for president for the first time. Getting that done out of the way. Would have probably been better off than having this nutbag as president. But anyways, on to something else. Probably been better off electing a fucking dog president. Would you have made a good president, Dingo? Would you make a good president, President Dingo? Anyways, so now that rant is over, what else do you guys want to talk about or hear about? Join in with your own opinions. You got things you guys want to say but are afraid to say it out loud. Those are your opinions. Feel free to add them here. Don't be afraid, people. Okay, I've got something to talk about since nobody wants to say anything. How's your guys' weather? Here in Phoenix, it's been hot. Third or fourth day now in a row where it's been over 100 degrees. Yes, 100 degrees. For any of you guys that are still living in those frozen tundras, anywhere other than here in Phoenix, I said 100 degrees. 3 days already, at least. And it's what, the third week of March. So take that with a grain of salt. It's going to be a hot summer, which is a good thing, because I hate the cold. Hate the cold. I loathe the cold. And I feel sorry for the people that live in cold weather that can't get out of that freezer. Nobody should have to live in the cold. I mean, no matter how much you wear, seems like there's always something on you cold. Here in the desert, you get too hot, you get take enough. Shut the fuck up! Take enough clothes off, it's still hot. Go jump in a pool. There's pools everywhere. Go inside somewhere. Everywhere's got AC. So, it just seems kind of silly to be in a place for even being layered up on clothes. It still takes you forever and a day when you find a warm spot to heat up. Versus, living in a desert where you get hot. You take a dip. Yeah, Santa. Funny. If only Santa looked this good. Gives me a funny idea. What if actually Santa did live in the desert during the off season? That was his summer home, living in the desert. Then once Thanksgiving hits, he goes up north and lives up there in that ice box for a couple months. It seemed a lot more logical now to think about it. I mean, who the fuck would live in the North Pole year round? What do you think, Dingo? He's covered up. He's gone invisible. I guarantee you, there is an Aussie under that coat, in that chair. And there is a dingo down there on the floor. I see your toy. Where is it? Yes, there are dispensaries here. There's one about every half a mile or so. Thanks. I've actually got it lit up. I used to have more, but I'm getting ready to be in transition to moving to a new spot. I've kind of gone through the process of starting to disassemble some of them, but I do have all these crates lit up with movies and stuff for easy visibility. Especially when you're sitting here in pitch dark and you're watching movies and our surround sound. You don't want to have to crank the light on and get all blinded by the light just to find something to watch. The light's up now, it's nice soft lighting, so even without turning on an actual light, you can still see what you're looking for. Anyways. Oh my god, they killed Kenny. You bastards. What, dude? Will you fucking knock it off? I'm done playing. Anyways. No, I'm not Jack Black. His hair is darker. But I can see why you would think that because of the great big bushy beard. But no. But I've seen like all of his movies, and I think the only one I really like is Tropic Thunder. I thought he was good in that. I've seen all the other ones he's in, but I don't know. Anyways. Anyway, folks, I think I'm going to jump off here. I'll get back on here in a little bit. I got something to take care of.